Peace and blessings, everyone. How are you doing? I hope all is well. Um, yes, I know what it's almost what time. Well, it's 12:23. Today is January 18th. Oh, so the nose shift today. We just had a full moon in Cancer, so now the nose shift into Taurus and Scorpio, which is gonna be about because Cancer is about um it's about soul power, meaning that because it aligns right because when you think about it with the nodes, because you have sun conjoined transit sun conjoined the natal sun in Capricorn, the transit sun in Capricorn, the late degree conjoining natal Pluto and Capricorn. So this gonna be about, and then you got the Taurus. The nodes is shifted today into the north node shifted to Taurus and the south node shifted to Scorpio. This is starting my inverse node return, by the way, because I have north node in Scorpio and south node in Taurus. So this is starting my inverse nodal return, the pre-shadow period on my Saturn return, which my Saturn return starts next year. So it's gonna be interesting. I heard, as I stated before, as I mentioned on one of my previous videos, I heard some things about it before, um, about people experiences. Pretty much heard how those experiences went. In some of the previous videos, one of the experiences I called out. I don't know what's in store for me, but I know I was doing the reading, and when I was doing the reading, one of the things I was talking about, one of the things I picked up for myself this year were, you know, there's some experiences that could come about, or an experience that could be in regards to my North Node. It could teach me some lessons in regards to my North Node. And more so like I want know that I'll be an experience, but it's like I'll be an experience and the experience will play out. Meaning that, because which makes sense, because starting next month, middle of next month, according to where the transits, well, according to the transits, transit Saturn and Aquarius will be conjoining my natal Mercury. I'm not conjoined, but square my natal Mercury. That's about blocking your community. That's about blocking in terms of in terms of think communication, in terms of your rationality, um, and not in terms of your rationality, probably in terms of intuition as well. Meaning because when Saturn transits, they don't want you to rationalize things. They really don't want you to rationalize things when it comes down to transits, because there are certain particular lessons that you have to learn, and you may or may not be aware that you within a situation that is playing out, and you don't know how it's going to play out. But it's some lessons that you may need to learn from a situation. It's like it sneaks up on you. You know, you may not be aware that you're going into a a situation. So I did pick that up in the reading. Uh, so whatever it holds for me, whatever, whatever lessons that have to be learned, hey, I rather get it out the way, and learn those lessons rather than, not get the lessons and, not get what it's supposed to teach me, and then, be going through the same cycles, even though they happen throughout life anyway. But I'm just saying, you know, but anywho, um, but yes, what I was talking about with the full moon in Cancer, and with the nodal axis, with the nodes going to Taurus and Scorpio, they're fixed signs. Fixed signs are basically have to. It's like they'll want change because they hold on to karma, but it's like it's something had to be released. That something had to be gained, something had to be learned. That with the fixed signs, this is about um willpower. And when you got that full moon in Cancer, Cancer is about soul power. So in this case here, it's gonna be about trying something different, because the foundation of the eighth house, according to your angelic karma, I always give karma where I always give credit where it's due. The foundation, which is true, which I find true as well, I'm gonna say it. The foundation of the eighth house is fear. The foundation of the eighth house is fear. That's Scorpio. even though Scorpio and Aries both represents the ninth house, you know, which I in astronomy, which I will get into another day, because it's different from astrology. But as I stated before, and excuse me by the way, I just not too long got over sinus cold back here last weekend, kind of still lingering from it. Thankfully, I'm doing better, but this is about basically trying something new that will help you overcome your fears and help overcome any restrictions and limitations that you got, which cause you to be stuck in your to be fixated on things and be stuck in ways that may seem outdated, and it may not be a part of who you are anymore and what you no longer align with. Especially we got this energy going on in Aquarius, and I remember I talked about when in the first phase of when Saturn, which with retrograde in Aquarius, that it was about what you identified with and what are you identified with, what is groups, perceptions, and all those things. And the souls group you're attracted and pertaining to that, what you align with, and you experience I fulfill the results with it. And so what happened is that excuse me, what happened is that it ended up um you end up learning some lessons in regards to that, and you learn like, no, this is not who I'm in. This is not who I am. This is not what I'm supposed to be in alignment with. This is not a part of who I truly am and who I'm truly becoming. So you unidentified with that, which is what's still going on, especially with the axis. And you learn that it's okay from Leo's energy, because the opposite side of Aquarius is Leo, because Leo right now going through a Saturn opposition. And so what happened is that, because Saturn is the opposite, Leo is the opposite of Aquarius. If I'm correct, is that, yeah, I think that's, yeah. And so what happened is that you're, you learn that, okay, for Leo's energy, like, okay, everybody learning this, even Aquarian people, like, it's okay to stand out and be unique, and you attract the right people that comes to you and be true and authentic to you. And once you embrace that about yourself, including your own, what's in your shadow, and acknowledge and own, and you embrace it and integrate and heal with it, and you learn to use this duality, right? Which is the Scorpio energy. You got the South Node of Scorpio, which is learning to embrace duality. And you learn to release fears of embracing that. And you learn to own that with Taurus, wherever it is in the shadow, which is Saturn in Aquarius. Aquarius represents conscious and subconscious mind, and you find in balance with that, and the masculine and feminine energies. And so what's going on now is that you learn to um you learn to be yourself. You learn to stand out. You learn to stand up against what what had you in fear, what you fed as this fear, or what you, because Scorpio is about self-empowerment. As I stated, those fixed signs are willful signs, and it's about taking back what's yours. And it's about, confronting whatever fears, whatever you've been fearing. It's about confronting your own inner demons and releasing those fears, releasing yourself from those fears, because you're gonna it's like you're pretty much like a whole new person. But see, you're gonna be confronting them in a different way, because see, Cancer, the full moon just had, full moon's about releasing, but as in Cancer's about soul power. And so it's about trying something different. It's about trying something different in order to overcome something. That's what it's gonna be about. Like, let me say for it, like, let me give an example. And you gotta see the rewards of it. Let me give an example. Like, let's say someone afraid to dive in a deep pool of water, right? So they keep walking around the pool. You got this one person just is forcing you to jump in. They cursing you out and everything. But then you end up deciding you still have this urge to dive. You just like, okay, I have to dive into this deep water. I got to overcome this fear of diving into this deep water and swimming. You know, even though this person tell you, okay, once you dive in, you're gonna float right back up. And you just keep swimming, right? Okay, so that, that's how life is. It's gonna teach you, or whether or not it's gonna teach you that in order to make it in life, you have to swim or you're gonna sink. You only have those two options. Are you gonna swim or sink? And of course, in order for the swim in life to keep from sinking, keep from constant sinking, you're gonna try something different, right? You're gonna try to kick your feet. You're gonna try something different, right? Okay. So it's like you have this urge to dive, overcome that fear, dive into deep waters, right? Into a swimming pool. So what's happened is that you constantly lingering around that pool, right? You have many tries, you know what I mean? Maybe unsuccessful for many moments. Then it lead up to one big moment, and whereas you're not rationalizing anymore, and you're like, just forget it. You like, just fuck it, just forget it. I'm gonna overcome this. So after you constantly getting your feet wet in water, sitting on the diving board, kicking your feet in the water. So you decide to just stand on the diving board. You hesitate, right? That's the North Node of Taurus and the South Node of Scorpio. Taurus, Scorpio energy. And then, because what they had, Taurus and Scorpio have in common is fear. And so you releasing and you overcoming that. And so what happened is that as Saturn teach you to release, quit, not to be so rational in terms of taking risks. Just trusting your instincts, trusting your gut, right? And what happened is that you decided and you just end up, instead of overanalyzing, overthinking and fearing it, and then next thing you know, you end up taking that risk. You end up diving into the swimming pool. And you start finally, and you start going into deep water. You start swimming. You keep kicking and swimming until you get onto the other end, the shallow end. And next thing you know, you're like, oh my goodness, I overcame it. This is just a piece of cake. And you keep trying over and over again. That's how it's gonna be. Because Saturn represents self mastery. Scorpio represents self empowerment. That's how it's gonna be. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And so that's what's going on here. Now, because I know we just had these tsunamis as well. Because Cancer represents the home body, the homeland. We just had a tsunami. No, there was a tsunami warning that was going on the West Coast where I heard. Cancer does represent the homeland. And then, Jupiter just went to Pisces. Jupiter, Neptune, and Pisces. They soon eventually, I think it'll be they're gonna square each other or something, or be in opposition with each other, or conjoin each other, something like that. Of course, we have Jupiter and Pisces. Pisces represents floods. Cancer represents the homeless. Pisces represents floods. And you got Jupiter, and then we got Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter represents expansion, and Pisces will bring things up or will make things happen. Like it turns with the tides, things of that nature. Pisces represents what's underwater. Of course, you got that volcano that underwater that exploded. Pisces represents things culminating. Pisces represents water, represents floods. We're gonna see a lot of that with the South Node going to Pisces in the future in 2030 something. And the North Node in Virgo, which is the opposite sign of Pisces. And of course, a lot of land's gonna be underwater, I feel. And then that's when Virgo represents surveying and redrawing things, remapping out things. That's because due to floods, like some of these land masses now not gonna be here. It's not gonna be here. That's what they consider to call kind of like the end of the world. That's why you always heard about Atlantis and stuff like that, which I will get into at another time. But as stated, we got this energy just going on. But this is what I want to come on here and talk about. I will talk more about it as time goes on. But This the energy that we're pretty much going into it, that we heading into right now. You know, I will say this is gonna be a very monumental time, but this I want to come on here talk about. You know, as I stated, this is starting my inverse nodal return. Let's see what has in store for me for our pre-shadow period of my Saturn return. So, end of a decade in my life, actually. So we'll see what it has in store. You know, and good luck to those of you who will be going through your inverse nodal return as well. So good luck to you all on that, and good luck to you all who are going through your Saturn return. So yes, but other than that, peace and blessings.